Welcome to another, weekly reset, to another reset of the different strikes and fractals that we are going to be doing each week around this time. I am going to, while I wait for a couple of people to join, if they want to, I'm going to just go through my characters and do the daily gathering collection part of this game. I'm just checking to make sure that I have actually covered my chat screen, and I have. That is perfect.
You can never have too much treasure.
And everything in there. Because today we are going to be going over the different strikes. We're going to be doing all the strikes. We're going to be going through Icebrood Saga 5, then we're going to do the daily End of Dragon Strike, and then we're going to end up with the challenge mode of Cosmic Observatory, because that is by far the easiest challenge mode to do, so I figure that's a nice one for people to get into. Along the way, I'll talk about how I do commanding and how I do how the bosses in general work, but it will be a learning by seeing kind of situation. Because there are already some really great guides out there for the different fights. In fact, when I put up my squad for Cosmic Observatory Challenge Mode, I'm going to be asking people to either show some kill proof, not necessarily a bunch of it, but some kill proof, or watch a 4-minute video that Muglock has done that is called Cosmic Observatory's Challenge Mode Get to the Point. Something. If you write COCM, get to the point, Muglock, you'll find it. Because I find that his very, very short videos that just go over the mechanics very mechanically is a very, very nice way to just have the visual, have the basic understanding of what to do when you see those individual visuals. And then you can always just, try it out. There's no harm in failing a mechanic once or twice. Because honestly, the encounter isn't all that difficult. You can easily do it with 9 people. It becomes harder, of course, the fewer people that you have. But it means that if someone messes up and ends up dying, you can just, you can generally live without them. I figure we're going to start out with doing the Icebrood Saga 5, because I would like to. 2 seconds. There we go. I figure we're going to start out doing the Icebrood Saga 5 because I would like to get that out of the way. It's easy. It's filled up with people very quickly. Then we're going to do the challenge mode, and then we're going to leave the End of Dragon Strike and the Fractals of the Mists for the end, because I am not sure exactly how long I'm gonna have today. I have a board meeting later in the evening, and that means that I might have to get off a little early in case queuing and that stuff drags out. But yeah, for now we're just going to finish up doing this character rotation, and if anyone watching wants to join for the strikes that we're starting in a second here, the Icebrood Saga 5 being the first one, which is really, really easy strikes, just requires that you have access to well, it comes with Path of Fire, but you can also buy independent access to the 5th chapter, I believe, for 200 gems of Icebrood Saga, and that will give you access to Eye of the North, which will then allow you to join the strikes. So if anyone wants to join for that, please just feel free to write a message, and I will attempt to make that happen. Oh, I just closed my game on mistake. Whoopsie. It's okay. It'll come back up in a second. Easy mistake to make. Especially as I am practicing talking while doing stuff. It is rather difficult, but yeah, also enjoyable. So, what I have my characters parked, just to talk a little bit about what I'm doing here and why this is a nice warm-up while waiting for people to join, is that these are some of the very best places to have your characters parked. This one is what I would call the backup location, because each of these quartz crystals, they can get up to about 3 silver each, so about 30 silver a day. And this can be harvested by each character, where all other quartz crystal nodes can only be harvested by one character, and then it's account locked. But you can see right now it's 150. It'll go lower while there's a festival of the Four Winds going on, and it'll go higher during the rest of the year. I think if you sell them for 175 or above, that's fine. If you sell them, you know, it's all up to how long you're willing to wait for your actual sales to go through. And then, of course, doing the home instance, as I'm doing on this character, is a very good way if you have built up your home instance. And again, I have a video on that. It's not as attractive as it seems, and I've made some dubious investments myself from before I actually knew what I was doing. I was just going to and grabbing the nodes that seemed the most easy to get in different ways, or that I just fell upon. But yeah, I know that I should technically be doing this via the light comic, and nothing here. I should be doing this via the homestead instead, because that is much easier. There's some chests that collect all of your nodes into one click. But I've just gotten so used to doing this little rotation around my Sylvari home that I'm gonna keep doing this. It feels nice, it feels calming, it feels like a good way for me to start my gaming day. So... And as you can see, again, as I mentioned in my video, many of these nodes, most of their value won't actually come from the node itself. It will come from you purchasing for about 1,100 gold an eternal pack of harvesting tools, which will then come with free choice, whatever bonus thing you want on there. And the one you want to choose is the volatile one that makes it so that you get volatile magic with every single harvest of any of these nodes, because volatile magic can very easily be converted into gold in the Eye of the North by transforming it into Living World Season 4 map currency, and then turning that map currency into tier 6 trophy shipment crates that you can then just open and sell all the not tier 4, tier 6 trophy shipment crates that you can just then sell on the auction house. Very easy money.
Look at this.
But that also means, like, harvesting this bubble one, it's like, it gives, I think it's like 20 coppers worth every day for harvesting it with the with just a normal tool. But if you get the volatile magic you get from it in itself is like another 4 or 5 silver or something like that. It increases a lot in value. It gets like 90% of its value from the tool you use to harvest it, instead of just having the value inherent in harvesting it. And again, this is the most valuable thing you can do in your entire home instance, because each of these quartz crystals are valued at about 10 gold. That's with a big asterisk, that is that it's gotten that much gold because you get it for, you know, slow selling. And as you can see here, I have 569 of them in my bank right now, because it's a big bother to actually convert those into the gold that you can get for them. And so whenever you see someone going, you get this and this big amount from doing your daily home instance, remember that 10 of those gold come from a thing that's actually kind of not difficult, but bothersome to actually do, and that can only be done slowly, not necessarily selling one of those a day, even if you do get the recipes for multiple of them, which again, the recipes for the things you want to sell and craft and sell with that, are kind of difficult to get, requiring all kinds of either very rare content with very low drop chance, or purchasing from the auction house for a lot of gold. one more character before I get onto my main, and we can start the actual game of the day, so to speak. This is also one of the ones that you shouldn't underestimate, because just each of the greater arcane chests here give you most often a rare piece of equipment. Oh. There we go. Most often a rare piece of equipment, and also a bunch of other loot, which means that each of these gives like 30-ish silver. And again, if you have a silver fit salvage-o-matic, specifically you want the silver fit one, because even though it costs more per use, that extra chance of rarer materials makes it so that you gain more from the chance of getting globs of ectoplasm from salvaging your rare loot. You don't always get enough for it to cover all of your expenses, but mostly you do. So it is worth identifying any unidentified rare gear and then salvaging it with the silver fit, not the copper fit, but the silver fit salvage-o-matic. And of course, besides just the rare loot, it also gives you a bunch of ancient coins, which you can turn into a little bit of silver. It isn't the most efficient conversion rate, but they can be converted by going to an ancient coin vendor over in Cantha and then grabbing the right stuff from that vendor, either to sell on the trading post or to sell directly to a vendor. And of course, they give a bunch of static charges, and static charges are another way that you can... This is a way easier way to convert than the charged quartz crystals. The static charges can be converted into slow selling, but easily selling gear. The Storm's Eye set for these static charges, for example. And I'll just show you when I come back around from doing this rotation. I'll just buy a couple of the things that these turn into from the vendor, and I'll also show that that vendor can sell you the recipes for the Storm's Eye stuff. Because that becomes a very easy way to just earn even more gold. That's also why I bother going through all of these rings. It's because this is not enough static charges gained to just be worth my while. So I'd say that definitely having a character stand buying on this loop is worth a lot of money. You can do the same with having a character standing in a loop in Amnitas or in Inanios. Easily worth your money. I should probably do that for a character instead of having them standing by the quartz crystal node, because again, the quartz crystal node is my stopgap for having characters that I want to earn some money without having to do anything for, but that I don't currently have anything more attractive opened up to do.
Sweet, sweet loot.
And again, for anyone new joining, right after we're finished with doing this rotation here, the daily just gathering stuff from all your characters rotation, which this is the last character we're going to be doing anything significant on, we are going to start the Icebrute Saga 5 rotation, which includes having... which includes doing the 3 very easy strikes, and then the Bone Skinner and the Whisper of Jormax, which are a little bit more difficult, especially the Bone Skinner, because people have a hard time spotting his attack animation. I think it's one of those things where people are trying so hard to please their groups that they aren't actually looking for and getting the experience with looking at the animations. They just... because it's really easy once you get the hang of it. It's just the main thing you should be looking out for, and then you should have a couple of people who do the missile reflect, different kinds of missile reflect, really, because all put together,
shiny.
we're actually cheesing Bone Skinner. The way we are doing Bone Skinner, or everyone is doing Bone Skinner nowadays, is actually a cheese method that don't use the basic mechanic of having to light a bunch of torches at the edge of the room to keep away some shadow wisps from spawning, and these wisps do a lot of damage, but they do that damage with projectiles, so if you can reflect projectiles, you can kind of kill the wisps semi-easily. Alright, I said I'd show you the vendor. So, at this faction provisioner, we can buy cases of captured lightning with our static charges, and these cases are the ones that we use for rare crafting, and what we're crafting are just all of these Stormsire recipe. All of them are worth crafting. There are a list on Fast Farming community for which ones are worth the most when crafting, but yeah, if you craft any of them, it's good. Generally, the shields from weaponsmithing is quite well regarded. Rifles and pistols for huntsmen, and the staves and focus from artificer. Those are the ones generally. If you don't want to look it up, you can always go for those, and that will be fine. So I've opened my rares. I'm salvaging. You can see today I only got 5 globs of ectoplasm from salvaging 6 rare items. You can easily get more than this. You can easily get like 10 or more. You can see these sell for like just about 30 silver. Right now, if I go and search for unidentified rare, they only go for 25. So when you just about break even, and when you often get more globs of ectoplasm than you get pieces of rare unidentified gear, it is definitely worth converting. But remember, if you actually buy stuff from the auction house to make it and then sell on the auction house again, you are paying 15% tax, and it might not be worth it for selling again. But it might be worth buying a bunch of unidentified rare gear, identifying it and salvaging it to get globs of ectoplasm instead of buying them directly if you need them for legendary crafting or the like. Yeah. Wow. So with that out of the way, we are now going to be doing the Wizard's Tower. We're logging into my character, doing the Wizard's Tower. We're going to be doing the trading. The trader generally reside dirt in the Wizard's Tower, but he is now just an item that I can click on here, and I will be going through just checking if there's anything worth getting. I won't get the trophy back here because I'm not doing Amnitas right now and I'm low on Stardust, and there are more valuable things, but I generally think the trophy bag is worth getting. Tier 4 is what we're looking for. Tier 4 and Tier 3 are the most valuable. Next up is Tier 6, also very valuable, but definitely grab the Tier 4 there. Bags of jewels should also be valuable. I just haven't learned how to convert them yet. But you should grab a bag of jewels whenever you see it. Of course, it's a new week, which means we can grab new astral fluctuating masses, which I'm just kind of blindly doing. So again, Tier 4, we'll take that. Bag of jewels, we'll take that. Tier 3, I don't have enough of those. 5 is not worth it. 6 is worth it. And then this one, I don't see anything worth there, and I don't see anything worth there. Good. And then whenever I have too many Empyrean fragments, I like to just eat them with this Star of Gratitude. Isn't really worth a lot, but at least it keeps my inventory from flooding with them.
You can never have too much treasure.
These. Do a quick little sell. also of the things I can sell to the trading post. Gather the rest in. I'm not going to be doing the dailies here. I generally have PvP dailies and weeklies because those are really easy to do each day if you want to gain more Wizard's Vault progress. But for now, we're just going to go directly to Eye of the North and set up a group for Icebrood Saga. And thus, we should talk about how to be a commander, because that's one of the big advantages. It costs like 300 gold or something to get the commander tag. I definitely think that's worth it, because with that tag you can easily get people into your map if you are doing meta events that give a lot of gold, and you can easily set up groups and get a lot of quality of life for that when you're doing strikes and what are they called? Fractals of the Mists, all that kind of stuff. Raids, if you're that kind of person, they're not as profitable as the other stuff in raw gold per hour, but they are fun and challenging.
You will obey.
So I'm just gonna grab this little black box here and put it up here so that when I open this, you can't see my friend list. I'm going to move it back away again. Okay. So, we are going to be making a squad for... Remember to always put on the 10-member limit, because if you don't put on the 10-member limit, they are going to be like, oh no, you had the wrong size, time to write everything again. So here we're going to take the shortening of Icebrood Saga, IBS. I know that people with irritable bowel syndrome think it's very annoying that their acronym is being used for this, but that's just what it is. That's what it's known at. IBS 5 for the 5 most common ones, plus DS, because Dragonstorm is also worth taking. I want 2 healers. I want some combination of healers and DPS to fill 2 Alak roles, and I want 1 quick role. And I'll just inform that this squad is being chill streamed over at Mook Chivalry, because I find it's just good manners to inform people that if they join a squad, they are going to be, you know, recorded. But either way, what I was about to say is that a full group wants to have full uptime of the alacrity buff and full uptime of the quickness buff, and each group want a healer, because most people, when they give full uptime of a buff or when they have big heals, those will target up to 5 people, and they will prioritize people in your group. That means that if you have the commander tag, you can move everyone around in the group structure, and you can fill one group with 5 people, where one of them is a healer that provides either alacrity or quickness, and one of them is a DPS that provides the other buff, and then the other group has the same setup, so 1 healer and 1 DPS that both provide a boon, either quickness or alacrity, so that you have both in the group, and 3 DPSs that don't contribute anything. Squad, hey, welcome, and perfect. So we just had an alacrity healer join us, which means I'm going to ask for 1 healer and 1 alacrity now. And I put him in my group because I am also this spec is a quickness spec, very easily set up, because Harbinger has very easy access to doing the quickness. We simply just have a talent here at the end of our Harbinger line that allows us to give quickness and fury. And you can see that this has, again, that number of targets 5, which means I can fill an entire group with it. But you can also see that it only adds quickness for 3 3/4 of a second, and it only gives that buff every 3 seconds. It has an interval of 3 seconds. Oh, there's a lot more people joining. I'll just have to... nice, welcome. I'll just add them to their own little group here. And say just DPS. Here, can you go pure DPS instead? So there we go. We just had a group join of 3 people where one of them just said that they were all Dobby. I assumed you were with the group tech said joined. Easier. I can sort you out into groups. So not everyone has to do it. Perfect. Then keep being a heal dub. Text group has the hey, everyone in group 1, please be pure DPS, and I'll sort you out. Just giving them a second here to notice that they are in group 1, and that means that they should be DPS and not a healer, not a quick DPS, not an allied DPS, not nothing of the sort. And then I'm going to begin dragging them out, and I'm going to look at the... We have 2 necromancers in our group and only 1 necromancer here, so I'm going to pull the necromancer down there. They do have... I mean, this is probably fine for the... Yes. This is as evenly class-wise that I can do it. It's not really an important thing to do. It's just I like to get the classes out. It means that something like rogues have poisons, and those poisons also prioritize group mates. So having 2 rogues that are split up in each party, make sure that the poisons go to the right people, all that kind of stuff. Perfect. So here's the next part of what's important as a commander. You ready check the squad, which you just do by clicking up here and clicking ready check, and when everyone is ready, you just charge in like everyone else. Most people will never need any, for most of these, most people will not need any kind of supervision or anything like that. So it's pretty easy, and you can see this is Bone Skinner. We have 3 people who already failed. Let's reset. It's early. GG. Much more convenient to have everyone. Okay. Remember the 2 tells. He lifts his hand if you like looking at his model, and there's red circles on the ground if you prefer to look at ground. Let's do it. Woo! Another ready check. It's just that happens sometimes. Sometimes multiple people at once do a little bit of a mess up in the very first one. But as you can see, the Bone Skinner model, we're looking at it. It raised its hand, its right hand. That means we're moving, and we're always moving to the left. We're always moving to the left in this encounter. And it raised its left hand again, which means again we're moving to the left. You can also look at the bottom instead, if you prefer. Oh, I didn't actually get 30 stacks of this. That's kind of annoying. That means we won't be breaking it, which is something we'd actually like to do. I'm looking at this getting out to here, and then I'm dodge rolling to fix it. We don't have a lot of... dodge roll there because I was a little bit late. We don't have a lot of reflection, it seems, which means that these aberrant wisps are hitting really, really hard. And dodge roll that.
healing.
this.
Seriously.
And this.
You are all weaklings.
Yeah, sure. Do the GG. I'll switch to some missile block. That's the primary problem we're facing. It's the wisps. Missile reflect is preferred. We died outside of slams. But yeah, also dodge slams. So I have this ability that increases some DPS, blood is power. Whenever I need something else, I pick it here. Corrosive Poison Cloud, you can see that has blocks missiles. So I'm going to switch to that because we're lacking some missile block. Ooh, and while we're waiting, I can just check. I fixed it so that I should be able to actually... where am I? I am here. I am live. Should be able to delete this message. Yes! I am getting Twitch down. Haha. Yes, ready check. Yes, you can also follow the tag if you're not comfortable. If you're not comfortable dodging on your own, you can choose to just follow the tag as it moves. But that can be a little late because again, I have reaction time and then you will have reaction time to my reaction time, which makes 2 layers of it. There's a special action whenever he stands up there. Hotkey N by default. And dodge. And dodge roll. Here, and get some missile dodge, or reflect, or whatever we're calling it, going.
Refreshing. I owe you.
And dodge roll. Get inside here. But yeah, a lot of damage. You can see people are taking a lot of damage that aren't actually from standing in the... people are taking a lot of damage that isn't from standing in pools. If anyone can switch to some abilities that reflect missiles, or please put it on. And thanks, tech. So I'm just gonna be pulling this down a second here so that again you can see my friend list. I'm going to advertise IBS 5 plus DS. Oop. True. I can try to spectral grasp, but I find that is also good at this and has less player was bad factor. We're on bone skin. But yeah, you can see if we had to do it without the cheese, these braziers, you can actually interact with them during the fight to light them, to avoid wisps spawning, to do all that kind of stuff. But nobody does that because it takes a lot longer to actually fight it. when he stands on his hind legs, press N to do the special action that deals a lot of break damage and is made so that if all 10 do it, he will break. Doop.
Refreshing.
There's the jumping up. Everyone dodged it this time. Again, this is one of the reasons why the entire, like, leaving the group, he's standing on his hind legs. Special action pops up. We are breaking him here. Yes, very, very good group. Again, this is why you don't just go, oh, we failed once or twice, the entire group is lost forever. You can kind of easily just recover from a lot of, like, starting mistakes, because
Fully functional.
it doesn't take that much to recover. He's going to come back in and jump in, and we're going to dodge roll it to avoid taking some of that damage. We should be racing people here, and then we should dodge roll out of his grasp. Then again, we're doing all of the things. He's back on his hind legs, so we're pressing our CC buttons. We didn't quite get it in time this time, which makes sense. We have a person down. And 80% out. Start the dodge roll. Get out of the way of that. Dodge roll out of that.
You will obey.
To have people dying here.
Back on my feet.
There. Dodge roll when he lands. Whoop. Dodge roll again. Better just finish him off here if we can. Because he's almost dead. Come on, come on, come on, come on. We have like 1 minute 22 seconds before gold rewards stop happening. GG. Rocky, but we did it. Yes. Retire from checkpoint. There we go. And click.
That looks valuable.
And click. The eternal ice shards you get from this is one of the best ways for you to be they're one of the best ways for you to get gold from this, because they too can be converted into volatile magic, into trophy shipment crates, and then sold on the trading post. Most of the best gold making in this game is just converting stuff into tier 4 materials into volatile magic. And I didn't open these chests while we were on the Bone Skinner, because this is Central Tyria, so I can get experience on the Central Tyria track, instead of when I'm in one of these missions, it goes to the Icebrute Saga track, and I haven't actually mastered all of the masteries in there, so I wouldn't be able to get spirit shards as easily from this. Yeah. That was the most difficult one.
Commander.
And we had a DPS that just had a baby that needed to be fed.
You stay put.
So we are going to go
Be
in
careful
again
up there. Conditions have gotten worse since
in
Spangvar
here
left. We'll
and
have to find
say
another way
strike
up.
missions, experienced, advertised. It was luckily just a DPS, so we can just find a new one. And there's going to be a big snowball rolling down here. You can hide in nooks and crannies along the way to avoid getting hit. If you get stability, like I just did there, you can also avoid getting hit. I am not sure I'm getting through here in time to not get hit by the next one, though. Yes, I am. Nice.
This storm isn't normal.
Hey, welcome. Smiley face. Put that guy into the group that attacks a person.
Watch yourself out there, Commander.
Teleport beacon lit. Whenever you get that message, it means someone finished the jumping puzzle part of this, and you can just teleport up to them. And you should. Do I ready check? This boss, as some of them apparently do, you can walk up to it without it aggroing. It doesn't aggro until you actually attack it. I don't know why. That's just how this boss works. But I think it's nice. I think it's nice because that means you can start the... I think you can start the boss with the melee DPSs already being in melee range, so they don't lose DPS compared to the ranged DPS. Again, it's very small amounts we're talking about here. Just teleport to the beacon. No reason to do the JP. Who is it? Dobby. Awesome. Ignore the physical location. Just click the Ankh symbol on your map. It's up here near us. It's the easiest boss. I agree with the rest. Honestly, should just... Dobby will still get rewards.
That went better than I expected. Refreshing.
There we go. A little bit difficult because one of the things you should know about this boss is that when people finish the jumping puzzle, there will be a little like icon up here when the boss is not engaged that you can just click to teleport up here. Very easy. Means that you don't have to wait for people who aren't good at jumping puzzles. And we have a person who's new at strikes with us today, and that person is still trying to do the jumping puzzle instead of clicking the little icon. They probably don't understand. We're probably not communicating well what they're supposed to click, but there is... You can't keep an entire group waiting when the boss is this easy. Like, it's a boss that you don't even have to do anything to win against. It's no problem. This boss is literally
But no change in the storm. If
not
someone's
a
responsible, it wasn't that
threat.
thing. Head on back.
There we go. Do. It's getting a little drinky drink.
Nice gear.
And then the next one is Frania. Which is basically the other boss, but with more moves.
You're young to be so young. The compact is sworn.
Let's do a ready check.
Dream with me. Strong.
Oh, I got the bug because I was in Shroud. There, for some reason, there's a Necromancer bug on this boss where if you are in Shroud when he entombs all of you in ice, you get knocked out of Shroud, but you don't get the action bar that you're supposed to get to break out of the ice. But you can just hit the ice with your own abilities, so it's not really a problem, it's just a weird bug. But yeah, you can see this guy becomes the construct that we just fought. And again, there was a bar for big break bar, but where we're dealing enough damage that he got to his invulnerable state, where some of the boss breaks off, and you can see the Frania inside of the ice golem, which honestly, really cool boss design. I love that the golem is just, it's an armor that he summoned around himself. And the golem breaks, and the boss comes out with a little bit of health left. So just kill that guy. And that, I would talk about the mechanics for these, but there isn't any. Like, there are mechanics for these, but as you can see, we're just ignoring them. This is one of the mechanics that can actually hurt a little bit, but it's kind of just reduced to being a healer mechanic, honestly. Still, this is one of the easiest way to get quite a lot of money from your first, like, hour-ish of gameplay. It takes about an hour to clear all of these when you include, you know, waiting for a group to form. I can see that I've been streaming for 48 minutes now, and I spent the first like 12 minutes on doing my characters.
That looks valuable.
My like character rotation through all of that stuff. So, Voice and Claw next. These are two bosses that have to die at the same time. So you're going to start attacking the Voice, and you are going to keep attacking the Voice until they reach about 20% health. Then you're going to switch to the Claw. Whenever you can, you would like to walk up as a team from the side to the Voice, because you want them to not shoot, to jump too far, because you want the Claw to walk over on top of them like they are doing here, because then we can AoE them. You can see a lot of my attacks are attacking both of them at the same time. That's what we like to see. We like to see damage being done. This is more efficient, but we are focusing the Voice. And they're going to split up here in a second. There we go. Then the Voice reaches... People have already switched. I mean, you can switch earlier. But I generally switch at 20%. And it's fine. They can stand over there. I'll keep doing the Voice until I'm supposed to switch. Which is about now. Then you take out the Claw, and then you come back to the Voice. And the reason you take the Voice to about 20% is because all of the, like, damage over time abilities you're going to do are going to be killing the rest of the Voice, while you then take out the Claw. Or not the rest of, but getting them down to like 5% or something. And yeah. Again, not really a challenge, but just knowing those mechanics, knowing why people are switching from one to the other. It's because they have to die simultaneously. But we have also outgrown these a lot in power. Builds have become a lot more powerful, which means even when you switch, like we just did, it even like I'm sorry, I'll just reset that sentence. Even if you don't switch like we just did, you can just take them on anyways, like one at a time, and the enrage mechanic isn't actually all that threatening. But it does deal a lot of damage. Your healers have to be on top of it, but you can survive it. It is in no way an instant kill or something like that. Eileen. So we're looking at replacing another DPS. This is quite normal. You'll see this a lot if you ever decide to go the commander route. People will have things come up. Some people will just be there for specific strikes and will leave the second the strike they wanted is finished. You just take it with a grain of salt. Find new people. It isn't all that difficult.
Defend me.
We're on Whisper. And I'm saying that because they're still in the Eye of the North. There's a chance that they got the bug where sometimes, whenever the commander enters an instance or a strike, there should be a pop-up for everyone in Eye of the North that says, join this. And you should just have to click it to join. Sometimes that pop-up doesn't happen. And when it doesn't... Confused about that. Oh well. When it doesn't happen, you just have to, like... You have to go up to the portal yourself and click into the instance yourself. Just like you saw me do at the beginning. Right, for this one I should take on Fleshworm, because there's a mechanic at the end of this that is rather devious. He throws out balls everywhere that explode when they touch stuff, and you can, if you are a necromancer with a Fleshworm, you can place that Fleshworm just exactly in the middle of his frame at the last 25%. And when you do that, he will... Sorry, I'm just focusing a little bit here. He will... Every single ball will explode on it, but because they are AoE abilities, they won't be dealing damage, or any significant damage at least, to the Fleshworm. So you'll be able to just get through that very easily. Yeah, you can see for now, we're just doing standard stuff. We're hitting him. 3 people just got linked to him with chains. Don't stand on top of those chains. There we go. And then, of course, he has these, you know, move out from him kind of things. There you can see the chains coming up. I'm just gonna rest this guy. But whenever there are chains coming up, you should make sure to not stand on top of the chain. You can see I have a chain linking me to him here. And if I moved from one side to the other, and someone stood on top of the chain, they would die really quickly. Basically the same amount of damage as standing in the fire on the floor on the Bone Skinner fight. You can see I'm targeted with a chain again, and a chain to this guy, and a chain to that guy over there. And then there's this phase where everyone has to fight a clone of themselves. And whenever your clone dies, you get teleported out, and you can see other people's clones if there are still other people's clones left. As a boon DPS and or as a healer, you will rarely see other people's clones because the DPSs will hopefully be doing more DPS than you. Okay, he got to the middle here. I'm going to click there. That should do it. And you can see here, this ability, usually it covers the entire arena with balls and explosions everywhere. But because I placed a flesh worm just in the middle, it does nothing. You just have to not stand in the middle. You can see one of our players weren't familiar with that tactic and they instantly died because, again, all of the balls detonated on top of them. But, yeah. Easy kill, easy life. And that's what's called IBS 5 or Icebrood Saga 5, because those are the 5 ones you generally go through. There are 2 more. Cold War, which has a part of Cold War is 10 minutes of just standing around and killing mobs as they come at you, and that means it takes a lot of time to do that instance, so a lot of people skip it. Then the other one is called Forging Steel, and then that one takes about 40 minutes by itself, so yeah. Just gonna go strike missions, experienced, Dragon Storm, advertise, join, because someone else already went in here. Another sippy sip.
Timing picked a good spot.
Good. Destroyers are crawling all over, and there's no dragons.
They didn't make things easy. Clear out the firebugs and make way for the prisoners.
And this one is basically giving you a taste of what the rest of it will be. There will be a phase where these siphons spawn around the map, and you have to kill all of them.
That looks good.
And the places that these are at right now are going to become... I still don't have anyone else over here, which is a little weird. There we go, a couple of other people joined. I know that I often go over here a little early, but when the entire south staging area is completely complete and people haven't joined over here, that's a long time. Yeah, 2 ice, 3 fire, unless someone has a preference for achievement needs.
Break the champion's connection to the dragons. Then we use that magic against them.
What'll happen to Bram? To Riley?
And this is your primary task as a commander, and this, it is...
Nice of you to clear out the trash.
it is to go... to tell which group is going on which bus, because there will spawn 2 buses. One of them is Ryland, this one, and the other one is called Bram, and they are going to be split apart at some point where they have to be defeated simultaneously, and that means you have to go out into squad 2 and squad 3, because against squad 1 you often don't have a squad 1 because you want that one open for new joiners. So squad 2 will usually go ice and squad 3 will usually go fire. But yeah, as a commander you just call that out to make sure that there's no misunderstandings. Skinner.
Let him leave.
First.
We can't get distracted.
Sorry.
That didn't go to plan.
Yeah, there's one of the people who joined that just asked if we aren't going to go in Bone Skinner, because I, as a commander, failed in my duty and forgot to write that when we searched for a new member after the first boss, I forgot to write that we already had done Bone Skinner. So of course they would be expecting Bone Skinner to be one of the things we did when we Icebrood Saga 5, and I haven't written. Usually the way you usually signal that you have already done one boss, or is that there's one of them that you aren't going to do, is that you write a little minus or a dash and then write the name of the boss. So dash BS would be without Bone Skinner. If you ever see a group that says IBS 5 dash or minus BS, you know that means that they already have done or just aren't going to do the Bone Skinner. So we just defeated both of them, and the next phase of this particular instance will be that 3 different pylons will spawn up here. But first, we get an unskippable cinematic. Hooray! Let me just escape, 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 enter, 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 escape, enter, click, 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 click. Nothing. So yeah, we have to watch this. This is very important. And to be fair, it is very impressive. I really love every single Elder Dragon design in Guild Wars. They have knocked it out of the park with Elder Dragons. They look so cool. So you can see 3 siphons are spawning here. And we have to kill all the siphons. Most people go with the closest one in the northwest, so that one always gets destroyed first. So if you are cool, then go to either the middle one or the right one to make sure that you are helping the team clear them as fast as possible.
I've stayed my hand before.
And I'm going to go back to this a bit. There we go. Then we have to break the Defiance. Somebody already did that.
And the Frozen. They will.
And again, I know I have to go to the Ice one because I am in group 2. So 2 ice, 3 fire. That's the standard most groups will go with.
We're trying to do, kid.
Refreshing.
And if you're a DPS in this fight, you should keep an eye on their life totals over here, because if one of the groups are sagging behind a lot, sometimes you get a lot of really good DPSs in one group and a lot of new players in the other group. And if that happens, then one of them might be close to dying a lot quicker. And then you just have to just keep an eye on it, and if the other team's boss goes down way slower than yours, when yours reaches about 20%, go join the other team. Because when one of them dies, there will only be a 30-second timer where the other one has to be defeated, or else it gets up again.
I am dead incarnate.
We'll see that here in a second when Bram goes down before our boss Ryland. That Bram will have a 30-second timer. There you go. Oh, a 20-second timer, my bad. But we defeated Ryland.
Use the prisms now.
And so the next one is
are hanging on to dragons by a thread.
that at each of the prisons we attacked in the beginning, there's now a little circle that we jump into, and we hit our dragon with a beam. Each dragon needs to take 5 beams, so if every person in each group does it once to the dragon that corresponds to the champion they've been fighting, they should go down. Then there are the siphons again. We are going north because we fought the ice champion, because north is the ice siphons and south is the fire siphons. If in doubt, honestly, going south is better than going north. Oftentimes, because oftentimes people will go north because they've seen north siphons before. So generally, as again was the case here, there will be a south siphon available. But I would rather that everyone went to the siphons that corresponds to the champion they've been fighting, because if everyone did that, that strategy would be more efficient. You would know to go north if you fought the ice boss, and go south if you fought the fire boss. And again, we have to break them. So just fire everything you have, and then you have to fight them again. This time only from half health. They have one new ability at this point. There's an achievement for breaking them while they try to use this ability enough times. One achievement for each boss. So, you know, it's a good reason to try to get each of them. This is our boss's ability. We broke him though. And Bram over there does a similar thing sometimes. There's also an achievement for dodging the dragon's breath enough times. And for when he throws out meteors, you can see here he jumps that meteor, throws out small meteors. dodging those, you have to be on the meteor and then dodge it. Is also an achievement for doing that, I think, 30 times. And yeah, dodging this breath attack, so you have to wait till it's close to you, and you have to not be knocked out of it, and then you have to dodge it. That's the other one.
It, champion.
Now
The
we have to
connection's
attack
weak.
The prisms are ready to launch you closer, Commander. Attack
Now we have to attack the dragons again. Again, 5 people should be enough doing this on each dragon, so do it on your own dragon. Someone didn't do it on Primordus, but then someone did.
Is this working?
Then we have to break the champions again. Luckily there aren't
Stay
any more
focused.
siphons at
One
this stage.
last
We just
push.
have to break these
For Bram,
skies.
for all of us. Champion,
And then
help
the last
me.
part is that we go up to
This
these
power.
crystals
It's so
again.
wild.
And
Get
then
to
we
the
click a
prisms.
special action button to channel our energies into Orine's ball.
We can't stop now. Not for anything.
And then we've won this one.
Champion, I'm pulling you back.
And again, one of the weird things here is that we are now in an unskippable cinematic that locks the camera, but it's not really a cinematic. My character can still move around. I can't jump down there, but there's an invisible force barrier, but I can move around a lot. Again, looks cool, is very, very much
It's
a
done, champion.
worthy worthy ending for the Elder Dragons. Those 2 Elder Dragons, Jormag and Primordus, looked super cool, but it is weird that it's unskippable. It is weird that it happens where it does, and that it's an, you know, character unlocked but camera locked situation. That was the Icebrute Saga rotation. You have gained a bunch of different loot while doing this. Doing a little bit of inventory management before moving on. The rare crests here I generally sell as I get them, because they sell decently and doesn't take a long time. The uncommon ones, they sell to the auction house for, not to the auction house, to the vendors for 1 silver 10 copper, so you get like 20 copper and you have to wait a while, and I rarely end up selling those. I end up just selling them to a vendor like this one.
The spirits of the wild welcome you.
And I chose this vendor for a reason. Both you can buy some Eternal Ice Shards from him for karma, and you can convert your, there we go, your Eternal Ice Shards into some Season 4 currency. That currency can then be converted into volatile magic. Volatile magic can then be converted into trophy shipment crates. That you can then just use.
You can never have too much
And this converts into a bunch of ingredients that gives you a decent chunk of gold. You can see 3.5 there, plus 6. We're already up to 10. 20. 21, let's just say. Then this one go 23. 24, 5, 5.5. 26, 7, 8. 32, let's say. Like, that last one was bad math, but like there was a couple of the ones in a row where I didn't count the 50 plus silver. And you know, you get a bunch of lower tier ones too that you can also sell. It's just, it's really good. It's a very good way to just gain a bunch of gold in this game. And of course I'm identifying my rare ones and converting them so that I can get them as globs of ectoplasm. Yeah. And we are going to the challenge mode of Cosmic Observatory next. If anyone in the chat wants to join for that, please write a little message and we'll find a way to get you into it. You can also, of course, just find me in-game, as I will put up the group, and Sathiel Samentus is my character's name. And we'll get you there. Just /whisper Sathiel Samentus. I should probably have an easier name. I'm just going to write the name in chat. Sathiel Samentus. Whisper this name for group invite. There we go. And we're going to put up the group immediately though, even if any of you want to join it. We'll just make sure, and I'm just making sure that I wrote my own name right. Sathiel Samentus. Yep. We're just gonna start the group immediately, because this is one of the groups where, because we're doing a challenge mode and because it isn't the daily one today, there's likely going to be a longer time before we fill up than might otherwise be the case. So we'll call this group COCM, 2 Alec, 2 heal, 1 quick, because that's the roles we'd like filled. And then we're going to say have some KP or watch 4-minute video in group group message. I think it's called the message. This squad is being chill streamed over at Mook Chivalry. I think there's an R in there. Chivalry. There we go. So I'm going to do that first. I'm going to go view squad message. View squad message. And I'm going to just tab out real quick to go over to this. I've saved Muglock's Get to the Point video over here. I'm going to say I haven't actually chosen to command the squad. Here we go. Edit squad message. Watch this video. Just search COCM. Get to the point. Muglock on YouTube to find it easily. There we go. And then we are just waiting. I'll just put myself in squad 2. Let's just click here. There we go. I just wanted to see if I'm actually satisfied with the quality of the video over on YouTube, and if I could see the chat message where I mentioned the name. I'm not really. I think this is kind of blurry, and I have it set so that it should be. Why is the bitrate so low? I have specifically asked this stream to have a higher bitrate. Settings, output. You shouldn't have reverted. You should be 7500. Why did that revert? That should always be 7,500. I'm sorry for the video having been of very, very, very poor quality up to now. You should be seeing a drastic increase in video quality any second now. I'll have to make sure to check that as something I do at the beginning of each stream to make sure that the bitrate hasn't randomly reset to 2500 instead of the recommended 7500 that YouTube wants. It should be the right one now. Streaming bitrate 75. We'll see if it updates here in a minute. Anyways, since this is one of the things where as a commander you will probably wait a little while for the group to actually form, I recommend doing a little bit of running around in, for example, you can choose in Anaios to do a little bit more of that daily chest farming that is very easy to do when you're just chilling. I'm going to take this portal, and then I'm going to ignore this event. Because I'm actually not here for the event. I'm here to cheat my way up on top of these high liches. And
Just won't make it with terror falling from the skies. Pay thus, champion. Your skill may help us gain dominance. Skill and your ally companion.
There we go. And there's a great arcane chest up here. And there's one more down here, so I got all the way up there just to drop down again, because there's another chest here that I want.
You can never have too much treasure.
You can never have too much treasure. Oh, I agree, Sathiel. I agree. Okay, I just have to pop up this one again. There we go. And there's one all the way out at the edge over here, at the edge of the map, so to speak. Over here? Yes, there we go. Always nice to not be sitting still while you're waiting for your group to form. Just, you know, keep doing a little bit of whatever you want to do. You can also do a little bit of chill farming of, you know, whatever you really feel like. You can stand around fish if you want to do that. You can... It just feels nice to not just stand, especially when you know this is one of the ones. Again, a lot of people are scared about actually joining the challenge mode groups, and it's a big part of why I wanted to do this kind of streams, because I want to show that challenge modes aren't all that scary. There are some people in the community who want perfect performance every time, which is it's understandable, right? You want to clear easy, you want to clear fast, but we'll have a smaller and smaller pool of people to play with if we don't allow new people in to the community. And, you know, if we're not willing to sometimes take a couple of tries to get some newer players through, then as we, the more experienced people, stop playing, take pauses, there will be fewer and fewer people, and this wait for groups that is taking a long time usually, it will just become a longer and longer wait. So yeah, that's my little pocket philosophy, so to speak. I think it's important to help the sprouts. I really like the Final Fantasy word for new players, because it sounds like they are, you know, blossoming into something, instead of just, you know, oh, such noobs, such blah 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 blah.
Nice
I like
gear.
sprouts, so yeah, get the sprouts, you know, water your sprouts so that they too can help you fill up your groups faster. I think that's a win-win in the long run. Do 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 do. And then of course going through here, some of the things that are nice about these chests are these calcified gasps that you can also get for the map meta currency, which you can also use to make some money from creating this map's version of the Storm Eye stuff, which means whenever you see a lot of these, flying near each other, this is a decent haul of money as well. Each of those are worth not a ton, but enough to be worth the 2 extra seconds each one took to fly through. Whoop. Huh. I'm used to it not being a problem being attacked while opening this thing. That might have changed. And there should be another chest. I think there's usually... I might just remember wrong. Just remember the extra Somnite ore. And Somnite ore is equal to Orichalcum. So just grab that. And all of the rare things that we get from this, we disenchant them. Why do we disenchant them? We disenchant them because with the silver fit, specifically the silver fit, not the copper fit, but the silver fit salvage-o-matic, you gain oftentimes more globs of ectoplasm than the amount of things you disenchant. And these sell for more at the same time, so it's worth it. And also, they are used in a lot of legendary crafts and the like, so beginning to stock up on these for later will save you a lot of trading post fees. It's good all around. It's also, if you've stocked up on those and you suddenly need a lot of cash fast, that's just, it's a big help. It's a big help. I don't remember what I once upon a time I ordered these. I don't remember what I ordered them for, but nice, I think.
You can never
They
have too much
came. Probably a decoration for the guild hall. Yeah, welcome. Have some KP. Yes, perfect. As I was writing that out, he presented the KP, so, you know, that makes it very easy. Hey, welcome. You guys. Roles for Acre and Captain. And do you have KP or are you watching the video? Woo! Smiley face. So let them know that I'm friendly because it's difficult to spot over text. Sometimes you can seem very aggressive, like going, do you have the KP? Do you have it? Do you have it? But, you know, that's not what you actually mean. Perfect. And which role are you? Scourge is a heal, right? Perfect. Please do that then. There we go. We just had a joiner who was he had the ability to heal as a chronomancer, as a scourge, or he could just DPS. And you know, I like the scourge that can do a heal. Chronomancer can do both quick heal and a heal. They are honestly a cheat code. Please do a DPS for now. Smiley face. And Earl must be Thea. Doobadoo. We're just going to cover this for a little while. And then uncover it again. Because we have to go down to just need 1 Q heal. And did I see Aka tell me? Aka, do you have KP or are you watching the video? And Gaspachi, same question for you, smiley face. Always hit them with the smiley faces. Smiley faces make everyone happy. Just not, you know, don't do the colon and just that smiley face, because that smiley face some people see as passive aggressive, and I don't necessarily agree with that, but I mean, I think we should. There's no reason for me to use that. I can just as well do the extreme one. Link to the page or link to your coffers, please. I don't. Do 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 do. And yo, Gaspachito. Heard from you at all. Neither role nor proof of KP or statement to watch video. I'm generally, I think I'm one of the more lenient commanders when it comes to this stuff. I believe that Cosmic Observatory Challenge Mode is an easy one. You can do it with, honestly, most people being unfamiliar with it, as long as they, 1, have a decent build, a standard build for their class, and 2, they've watched that Get to the Point video that I want them to watch if they don't have any kill proof. Because that just gives them like the visuals and the indicators and a little bit of knowledge of what to do when they see that. And that means they will probably still miss a mechanic or two the first time they play through it, but I don't mind having a single wipe or maybe 2 wipes during one of these runs. It happens. It also happens when you have fully prepared people with lots of kill proof. You still sometimes get these like major wipes. So it doesn't bother me a lot. I do, however, need people to actually tell me that they have KP or tell me that they are going to watch the video, because the one thing that I don't think is helpful is people who don't have any experience with it and have not watched any videos to like just see what it's about before they join. And if I don't require them to actively write out that I am going to watch the video, then they will often not... It's easier to not do something if you haven't promised, like, verbally or in text that you will do it. Where I can't check anyways, but, you know, it feels worse to break a promise that you made actively. Hey, Yuki... That's perfect. Oh. Yeah, Yuki was Q heal as well. Can one of you do DPS? And I'm just gonna get this up again. This is one of those situations where I press the remove group from LFG temporarily because hey, welcome. I assume DPS purple. And purple haze is this guy. Awesome. And thanks, Muse. I'm just gonna put purple haze up here, put Muse down here. If Yukino goes down here too, that's perfect, but I just need... So, I just need some... either a linked chest, link to that website, or a statement that you will watch the video from Yuki, Gaspar, and Aka. Just to make sure that you are actually either experienced or have seen the encounter play out. Have the visual clue, so to speak. Thank you. Nice flex, purple. My friend got that one the first time I pulled them through the CM, and I have been jealous since. So what just happened is that in chat, one of the other people have the Jotun infusion. You can get that from as a rare drop from the challenge mode chest, and it gives you it's worth 1,800 gold or so, and it's a really big thing that you can get really easily. And I had a friend that I pulled through this challenge mode at some point, and they got it. They got it on their first challenge mode, and I have never gotten it, and I'm so jealous. Okay, last chance to speak up, Gaspar and Aka. Sorry, but I have to fill the slots if you don't. and I just need DPS. And I'm just gonna give them like 10-20 seconds here to just say, hey, here's my kill proof, or hey, I'm watching the video. Again, I don't believe you need to have a lot of kill proof. I don't believe you have to have any. I believe you have to have a decent build, and I believe you have to have watched a video, and the 4-minute video gets to the point, get you everything you need. But they are not saying anything, and I'm just scrolling up to make sure I haven't missed it. Acre said KP, but didn't show me his KP. So I am now, since the group is otherwise full, I have to kick these two from the squad so that I can actually fill it up with people who are actually willing to show their thing. Hey, welcome. Smiley face. That's an untamed. That's a druid build. I don't think we have a druid in here. I had... Ooh. Welcome, welcome. Acre, please either link to your KP or say you'll watch the video. Just need verbal textual confirmation. Thanks, but just need a pure DPS psych. Yeah. So this is one of the things that can be kind of difficult about commanding. It's what happens when a person isn't responding to your messages, isn't actually telling you what you need to hear to get the group going. And in this case, we have this guy Acre who he joined and he said that he was a DPS and he said that he had KP, but then he didn't actually either. There's two ways to show KP. Either you link to the glorious coffer that you get as loot, or you link a little like text string that links to your profile on a third-party website. So, do you have KP? If so, show it. Otherwise, simply say you'll watch video. Oh, KP is kill proof. It's showing that you have already done the encounter. Like when let's see here. Who did it last? O2 Ken wrote E5XXV, which is a link to a tracking page. You're not actually providing what I'm asking. Have you killed the boss? Alright. Rest of group. I agree. I kind of want to give this guy a chance though. 2 seconds. Rest of group. You cool with just hitting him? I say give him a chance. Cool. At least we have a lot of cool people here. Woo! Guy who probably doesn't speak English very well and therefore didn't quite understand what we were asking for when we asked for kill proof. We're going to try it. And again, this is probably also one of these nice but rare groups where you can expect that people won't just automatically leave after one wipe because someone does something silly. And move out when you are targeted by clouds. Rather move longer than risk them being on top of group. There we go. And there's someone who added a little bit of easy nom nom food. I want that easy nom nom food. Easy nom nom food. Nom. There we go. And a hero's banner. Very nice. And I think we're just going in and starting it here. Okay, so what you should know, dear viewer, about this fight is pretty easy. She has a lot of mechanics that are relevant. Like she has this stacking shield that you can see just got broken. She does this arrow attack. You, if you get targeted by it, have to hide behind the group to avoid it. When this shield goes below 10 seconds, you can pick up these again. Save that special action, because when this goes away, she gets a shield again that can be broken with your special action. You have that special action for 10 seconds, which means you can break her every time she does that thing if you just, you know, pick those up early. To know whether we're doing enough DPS to actually take her down, so to speak. Someone is not hiding behind the rest of us. They're going to die in a second here. Okay, they moved back in at the last second. To see if we're actually timing this, if we're actually doing enough DPS, well, don't get hit by those, because when you do, you get your outgoing damage is reduced by 25% per stack debuff, which is pretty crazy. 2 seconds here. And click that again. Please hide behind us. Oh dear God, what are you doing, random person? There was someone who looked like they almost like got killed on purpose. Let's check time after first mob phase. Then reset it behind. Alright. So, the reason I was just telling people to not reset quite yet is because I'd like to show off the timing thing here. We have a mob phase here. She will have 3 of these phases, and they will be at 75, 50, and 25% health. And you have 10 minutes in total to kill her. So if we break that down into 4 25% increments, that means that she will, at 7 minutes and 30 seconds, then 5 minutes, and then 2 minutes and 5 seconds. If you hit those marks, you are doing great time. We're doing okay. Let's keep going. We were a little bit behind, but she doesn't have the last phase, so to speak. She won't be doing a phase at 0% health, which means that you have time to spare if you are at 2 minutes. If you're at 7 minutes and 30 seconds, then 5 minutes, and then 2 minutes and 50 seconds. So we were almost at 7 minutes and 30 seconds, so I'm kind of okay with us probably getting her. Especially if we don't get hit by too many of these, and thereby don't do too much reduced damage from that. That was bad. She has too long on that. I might as well toss this now. Is that? Yes. I can pick up one up now to make sure we get it. And 2, 1, 10 things. We're going to take that again.
I'm not sick.
And we're going to keep having a look out on that when the next phase comes across, so to speak. We'll have a look at the timer again. How close are we to 5 minutes? If we are not too far behind, then we haven't lost too much DPS. If we are too far behind, then we'll have to reset. Basically. She is under 10 seconds, so we can pick another one of these up to use. I am speaking a little bit less now than I did earlier because I have to focus a little bit. We have to gather up because we want to stand in the same place so that we can AoE these guys to deal as much damage to them as possible. Like that. We are above 5 minutes left. Above 5 min, we'll be fine. So basically what that proved is that even if we're a person down, we have enough DPS in this group that unless we do too many fuck-ups, we should get this boss in time DPS wise. So from there, the primary question... Ooh, is it me? It's not me. From there, the primary question becomes, you know, do we do too many fuck-ups to actually complete this boss in time? I don't think we will. I think we'll do just fine. But we'll see. This is difficult though. I can't help with this break. I can't help with this break. We got it in time. Oh gosh, we got it in time. Yeah, so she has this one-shot break mechanic that happens if the group doesn't break her in time. I need to just get rid of this one so I can pick up a new one because I need that to be out under 10 seconds. But yeah, she has this insta-kill mechanic if you don't break her. That's a very... Well, someone else did that mechanic. I'm explaining too much to actually do this strike properly. But, you know, at least the group is good. Yeep. It's dangerous. It's very dangerous. Let's see if we can get up here and get behind it. But we're way ahead right now. We have half a minute more, 30 more seconds to actually clean this phase up, and we'll still be ahead. And again, there won't be a last phase, so 2 minutes and 30 seconds shouldn't be the time her actual phases take. So we should be good here either way. I believe we will get this boss without too much of a problem. We were lucky, I don't know how she calculates what she spawns, but I noticed that in the second mob phase, she didn't actually spawn any champion units, which made that one really quick. We're a little behind here. She spawned more champion units than usual here, but yeah, so maybe she does sometimes one, sometimes the other. But with 2 minutes left to go, again, unless we're really unlucky with something, we should be able to do this just fine. We don't need all 9 people to stand in front of the person who has that mark, so people can go out and grab the shield breaker mechanic early, because that's just fine. We're trying to get hit as little as possible here. I got hit 2 times anyways, but yeah. I still find that mechanic really difficult. I don't know how to predict where those are going. Yep, there's a guy who... They just got pulled through our entire group. Ooh, I have break up here. There we go. that should be just fine. And we have another minute, and she's on her last legs. So as long as we don't accidentally die to a mechanic we should be able to avoid, like being lazy and not dodging these, and we aren't doing that, we should be just fine. Just fine.
By my will.
Very nice.
It's another person. GG, good job. Wanna grab daily none. I'll just help GG. The reason you can sometimes do this GG thing. People who want to do it simply stay in the group. We'll do the roll check. Yeah, here we go. I'm just gonna leave this instance because again, there are two ways to make sure that people can res. It's that everyone GGs, or it is that to just leave. When everyone but the dead person is gone from the instance, they can resurrect as well. Should be easy enough. Yeah. I just realized that today isn't actually the daily day for the Cosmic Observatory. It's the daily day for Temple of Phoebe. So I'm going to do Temple of Phoebe as well with the people of this group that did fine on the boss itself, though. To do the thing. Yeah. It's fine.
Nice gear.
There's Super Adventure Festival right now, so we're getting some extra loot boxes of different sorts. This one is the most important one. If you don't have the website up and running, if you aren't connected to the, I don't use it myself, but if you aren't connected to the website where you can store kill proof, these boxes are your kill proof. But that's a good reason to set yourself up for the website, because you want to open these.
Nice gear.
These are the ones that have the chance to actually drop that infusion I showed earlier. That's 1,800 gold worth. And they're just, there's a lot of good loot inside of them that can drop. So having to have them in your inventory is annoying. I cheat by being the commander. Nobody asks the commander for kill proof. Let's sound off. People with roles, please mention them now. I'm QDPS. Yuki and Purple have G3. And me and Undead have G2. So we're good. Excellent. So we're just going to go into 2 seconds. Again, I don't want to show my friend list too much, so I'm just going to do like so. And then go into the strike missions, experienced, and I'm going to advertise our group today, this time as Temple of Phoebe, daily, DPS. Group is being chill streamed over at Mook Chivalry. There we go. Yes, And yes, purple, I think. Welcome. I gotta, you gotta respect that. You gotta respect that Arca just joins us again, even though they have limited. We're not doing. Again, we're doing tough. There we go. There we go. It's cool. I also just randomly decided at the end of CO. This one we're not doing CM though. Just NM. Because that's just I haven't actually gotten around to trying my my hand at the challenge mode in Temple of Phoebe. I would like to one day. I think that would be a fun one to know as well. But yeah, I haven't done that yet. Sorry. There we go. Move you. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I need to put, say, raster up here to put. Where is Purple Haze's captain something, right? No, it's Molis something. Molis. There we go. There. And let's do a little ready check. There we go. Okay, so this boss on normal mode has a couple of different mechanics it's worth knowing. He targets all players with a thing underneath them at some point. Not this one, but a smaller one. And when he does that, you want to dodge roll backwards to get it away from being just in front of him. That's this one. We want to not stand on top of each other, but not also stand just in front of him. And the reason we want to be away is because of this ability. This ability goes in a circle, and we want to just be able to move around him to avoid it. So, easy money as long as not a lot of these pools, which also slow movement speed, are too close to him. That's the first ability, overcome. Then he has this one, where the person targeted have to go out, because it spawns a malicious shadow that we just want to take as long as possible to actually do anything. It's one of those, like, I think it'll die automatically. We want to be sure to break him here if we can. It looks like we don't have enough CC in this group, that's fine. Oh, you have to go either Envy or Rage first, and I don't remember which one. I think it's Envy. But basically, it's always there are 3 big ones and 3 small ones, and you have to kill 2 of the big ones for him to respawn. And the ones you choose are always the 2 ones on the side of the middle big one. And I don't remember which ones I actually. Maybe someone can tell us in chat which one you're actually, like, which named one you're supposed to go for. That one, you're not supposed to go out with that one on you. You're supposed to let the group help you tank it. Green circles means help the group tank it. Let the group help you tank it, sorry. And red ones means move away from the group. Whoop. Then we're just moving around here. Making sure to stay out of that ability.
The compact is sworn.
And Again, someone moved way out. Malicious Shadow spawns all the way out there. When these spawn, these balls, they give you a debuff, but you want to grab them so they don't hit the boss. You can see I got 2 stacks of Insatiable, deals damage every second, stacks intensity. So different people should be grabbing the buffs. This one you can either run out of or just at the end dodge roll to make sure you don't get hit by it. It's a big damage if you do get hit by it, so please don't do it. Again, these are green ones, which means it's shared damage. You should stack up for those. And again, this one is the move away from the boss one. Someone didn't. That's bad. But we take it sometimes. Well. Oh, there's that. I don't think I have enough CC to actually be of any help here. Yeah, I didn't. I don't recall which one. It's the despair one, it seems. Another trick if you're a commander and you don't know where to go. Someone in your group knows where to go. Just let them do the going. So we're doing Malice as the second one. You're always doing the ones out to the side. Not the middle one. They have different abilities, and I believe they like buff the abilities if you don't kill them or something like that. So there are specific abilities you want to get buffed and specific abilities you don't. But yeah. Again, there's some of these like not super difficult bosses that I don't actually really have the... I don't necessarily understand why I'm doing exactly what I'm doing at everything here, but sometimes you just have to do the mechanic, and if you do the mechanic, it just magically works. As our Lord and Savior Todd Howard always says, it just works. Whoop. Go, grabbed a couple of balls, made sure that these insatiable stacks are spread out among people. This one we have to dodge when it gets here, so don't wait until it's right at the edge, because you don't have to time it perfectly. You just have to make sure that it's within your timing. Which is pretty easy to do. Again, we should be going out away from the boss at that point, not stand on top of him. Someone didn't do that. I realize who that someone is. I'm not gonna shame them too much, because honestly, again, some of these things you just learn by doing again and again, and it's fine to mess up sometimes. We can handle a person or two in every group that don't quite do what they're supposed to do. It's okay. It's fine. We'll all live. We'll all be fine for it. And I'll grab this insatiable stack. And we're under 25%, so he should start. He hasn't started doing that. Dodge here. Try to put in. Yes, this should start at about 25%. We started later, I guess. But that is just, he will begin spamming this for the rest of his life. It's he keeps doing damage constantly. It's big splash, it's big AoE, it's a healer mechanic. You can't dodge it as a DPS. You just have to kill him before he kills you. And it's the healer's job to keep you alive until you can finish him. Oh, people are GGing for some reason. There we go. I wish the best on his... all of you too. And nice one. Thanks for the positive atmosphere. Nice. You did well. daddy. He uses the Danish E, but it's basically undaddy, except it's undaddy. So, yeah. I'll just exit the Wizard's Tower here. We did what we came for. We got Ceres. I didn't know he'd respawn. That's a weird thing to happen. But he did. And I'm just looking at the time, seeing if I have time to do one more thing. And I think I do. So I'm going to do the daily End of Dragons strike mission as the last one I do. Then that's the full rotation for... Honestly, you've gotten most of your value for the most important ones to get weekly are any challenge modes that you feel comfortable doing. And one of every End of Dragons and... one of every End of Dragons and Secrets of the Obscure one, because they are bonuses for doing the full weekly rotations. Again, my actual suggestion is also for you guys to do them each day as they come up as the daily one. But since streaming necessitates doing something kind of, you know, on a schedule, I'm going to do stuff every Monday. That means I'm going to have to do it while they're not in the daily rotation, generally. I am going to make an exception here because, as I mentioned at the start of the stream, I have to go to a board meeting later today. I'm on the board of a boarding school, I guess. In Denmark, we call it an efterskole. It's a school that's for the final part of the primary school, the secondary school. I don't know the English systems. I'm sorry. It's for kids aged 15 to 17-ish. And I sit in the board of one of those schools, and we have a board meeting tonight, so I have to leave a little early, which means that I won't be doing the Fractals of the Mist today, and I won't be doing the full End of Dragons rotation, but I will be doing Etherblade Hideout. I think we have time for that. So, as usual, I'll just move this screen down here a little so that you can see my friend list. And I'm going to move over there, and then I'm going to move it up again. And then again, we are a commander, which means we have to set it to raid mode. And because if you don't set it to raid mode, it will... Actually, I'll just show you what happens if you don't set it to raid mode. Right now, you could technically be 50 guys in this squad. This system doesn't like that. So I will advertise my group and say, the best group for this strike mission. Woo! If I say advertise my group now, it'll just inform me incorrect size, and it doesn't save my updated text, which is annoying. Daily EOD strike 2 Alak 2 heal 2 Alak 1 quick. Squad is being chill streamed over on Mook Chivalry. I forgot to do the squad size again. Oh. It's a guy from the other group. So okay, so raid mode, advertise. Before I click advertise, actually, I'm actually going to just remember which one was it? Etherblade Hideout. I'm going to invite this guy to my squad, and I'm going to advertise my group. Daily EOD either 2 heal 2 Alak 1 quick. Squad is being chill streamed over at Mook Chivalry. There we go. Feel like filling a role again. There we go. And just gonna put them down here. You were a Deeps in the last group, right? because then we're just going to go down to 1. It isn't. Hey, Earl. Troll, are you? Nilthia is Q DPS. I don't have 8 DPS, but kind of set on this boss. 2 seconds. I'll just remove the group from. Okay, we almost have everything then. I think we should go purple as a heal, if you could. Smiley face, or not smiley face, but heart, because they're doing us a favor. When people do us a favor, we heart emote them. They're nice, we love it. And Nelly on Q DPS, and Earl on pure DPS. Yeah, but a heal fits with everyone else wanting to Q DPS. Smiley face. There we go. Earl just does the normal DPS stuff, and I'm going to advertise the group, and I'm going to say the only thing we need now is 1 A heal. There we go. That's the full one. And thank God for you people rejoining. Was a blast on the last ones. I guess thank Grinth, since I'm a necromancer. Have to make small talk with the group. It's very important. We want to. This is also one of the things that I see as the commander's job in a group. Part of the commander's job. Here, mind going a heal. And we just need DPS now. So part of the thing that I think is important as a commander is that you will be the person that people are forced to talk to, because you're the one that figures out who has different roles and stuff, and that means that the tone you set up will be the tone that the group uses generally. That means that if you create a chill atmosphere, if you're nice, if you add hearts and smileys to your chat, if you say, hey, we can do this, we're blah, 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 you know, go anime hero on it, then you will also have nicer groups. You will just have a better experience. It comes, you know, goes around, comes around, blah, 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 that entire tired speech. Thanks and welcome. Because honestly, what we all want when we're doing stuff like this is we want to have a good time, and we want to have an effective time. And people that want an effective time a lot sometimes lets that want eat into their enjoyment. And while I understand the frustration that can build up, people who are under duress perform worse. If you begin yelling at someone, or if you start out by making an atmosphere of everyone has to perform, people will be under larger duress, and that means they will, on average, perform worse. Some people it works well for, some people will perform better, but they are the exception. Which means you will more often have a better time if you start out and keep a friendly atmosphere, but you are of course also allowed to set boundaries. You can kick people if you find that they, after a couple of runs or whatever, don't actually perform, or that they don't have a build, or if someone's a healer and their entire group dies with clearly no heals being done at all, something like that. Or, as I did when we were looking for the challenge mode Cosmic Observatory run just a minute ago, if people join and don't communicate, you can't know what role they are, you can't know if they have understood the rules of the group. After giving them some time, you have to also let them go. Kick them out of the group again. Make space for the people who actually follow the group rules, do all of that. So there's a balance to be made. Be friendly, but also understand that if one person is dragging down 9 other people's time in the long run, at some point you have to let them go.
You come seeking knowledge.
I'm just gonna click this. I want that little bit of extra bonus reward stuff for the next 10 minutes. And then we're going to go strike mission, and we're going to go Ether Blade Hideout. That was the daily one. Nice. Okay. And again, after this one, we're probably going to be shutting this stream down for this week, and we're going to be back with another stream next week, and I'm going to be using this week on working on the next guide, which is going to be a guide to fractals of the mists, how to do them, but mostly how to convert all of the different currencies you get into gold to make those, because fractals of the mists are the most profitable per time put in thing in the game. Once you can do the daily 4 plus tier 4 plus Rex. So if you don't want to miss that guide will only be over on YouTube. So you'll have to go over there and subscribe to Mook Chivalry. Otherwise, putting in a follow on Twitch to see me when I go live next time, or just to support what I'm doing and my channel, even if it isn't for you directly, because it might be a little bit too focused on newer players or the like. Just, it helps out immediately with all of those algorithms, all of those everything. A follow, a subscription, anything you might find reasonable to give me, I will take with, like, thank you. Like, I'm enjoying this, and I'm enjoying doing this, but it also, like, helps me feel like it does something for other people, like that it's worth something when I see people liking stuff, when I see people subscribing, following, all that kind of stuff. And, you know, we all, I think, want to feel like we are not just doing something that doesn't matter, but that we are actually making a difference for someone, even a small one. But yeah, so this boss, she has these phantoms she throws out. I need to get to my party. Party, I need you. She has these phantoms she throws out. She has one of them that can only be killed with by breaking their break bar, and she does a couple of them that can be killed normally with damage. And every one of them do different abilities that you have to take into account when you're fighting them. The break bar one will most often be the one that takes the longest for people to actually handle. Which makes sense, of course, because it is it's always more difficult to make people break, and not all builds have a lot of good break stuff, and that break bar is made so that multiple people have to do it. Even something like the Rogue's Poison, Basilisk Poison won't kill that entire break bar. But yeah, you can see one of them is doing this don't stand on top of each other thing. One of them is sending out these missiles. The boss is doing jump waves that we're supposed to jump over if we were doing this fight right. Rarely are you doing this fight right completely, because even though you're supposed to jump over when the boss does those jump over things, it's not really a priority. This one, 3 ones, and on the 4th it comes out. You can jump over them. It does help out your healers. 1, 2, 3, and jump. You have to delay the jump a little bit if you're far away from wherever she ends up putting it. But in general, also she does that spinny thing. The most important thing you can check. Okay, I have it. That stands there, so I need to stand here. So yeah, she will explode everything except one of and if you're standing in that sniper's way, you will also insta-die. So you have to stand in the hole that is in the middle of the arena, opposite of the sniper. So directly in the middle between the two edges of this circle, same way out from the middle as the sniper are. See, we can do the jump here. Same way out from the middle as the sniper are, but on the opposite side of the arena.
We should finish this now.
It's going to be a little while before I have the next... Yeah, someone moved on top of my thing. We really should never do that. Just gonna press you. Get out of this. I was accidentally targeting this one. I need to get into my friends here. Because this is... Green circles in this game means stack on top of other people. So remember to do that. This is the most important mechanic. This is the thing people wipe on. When you have blue screen at the edge of your screen, you will drop this one. When that's dropped at the boss's feet, that's really, really annoying. That's the most important thing you can do to be a nice teammate in this one. It's not a wipe if you do it. It's just you won't be able to stand in melee of the boss. You have to move out of it. It's actually very killing, very easily kill people. So get out of there if you have that. See again, 2 of these will be totally covered by the sniper. The third will be here on the other side. And we almost have this boss down now. See, you can do 3, you can jump. And if you jump slightly in that direction of where it comes from, you will also, you know, have a better chance of passing over it. There is an achievement that you can get if you pass over every single one of them, if you're never hit by one of those. Thank you, guys. That was all for me for today. I'll be doing this again next week. So yeah, again, not really that difficult. Pretty straightforward. Many of the mechanics you can ignore, so it's a lot about knowing which mechanics you can ignore, so that you can focus on the ones that actually matter. And the ones that actually matter are that, for this boss, would be that blue one, where you have to move out so that you don't drop it on top of your party. As well as how to figure out where to stand compared to the sniper. If you don't know where to stand, follow your commander. Your commander should know. That's also a burden that you should be ready to carry if you're the commander. But it's also a burden that there will almost always be someone who knows in your group. Statistically unlikely that there isn't. So even as a commander, you can just choose to react as if you're any other guy and let, you know, the other people do it for you. Yeah. That, however, will do it for my weekly rotation here. Getting all of these different kinds of things done. We probably earned like 40, 50, 60 gold, something like that, during these couple of hours we did this. And it would be more impressive if we didn't have to wait so long for especially the challenge mode of COCM. You can reduce the amount of time you have to wait for that by doing it when you are... when it's also the daily. More people do it when it's also the daily. And you can, of course, reduce the amount of standing around and not getting anything out of it that you do by simply like, as I did, run around, do some greater arcane chests in the Secrets of the Obscure expansion stuff. Let me show you one last thing before I log off for today. And for this, we're going to the Eye of the North. and this is one of the ways that I would always be converting the blue profit crystals. And as you might guess, the easy way to convert these into gold is, as everything else, you want to somehow get them to become Season 4 map currencies, and then volatile magic, and then make that volatile magic into trophy shipment crates that you can then sell on the auction house. But this you can actually do pretty easily. This specific NPC, for some reason, no one really anywhere else, but this specific NPC, you can trade your blue profit shards, as many as you want, into, let's say, some lumps of Mistonium. Let's say I want 150 of those. Bam! 150 lumps of Mistonium. You can also, of course, this chest is a weekly chest. I already have 3 blue profit crystals because I've already done enough for that. You want to open this chest once a week. It gives extra loot for everything you do. Whisper of Jormak, Shiver Peaks Pass, and the Raven Echo is for any of Whisper of Jormak, what are they called? Claw, Voice and Claw, and Bone Skinner. Those 3 all give the Raven Echo. The Cold Hum is for Cold War, and the Steel Hum is for Forging Steel, I think it's called. These are not always worth doing, but they do give extra loot for the same amount of stuff. If you do things daily, at least 3 days in a row, you will automatically get the crystals you need to open this as a full 3 crystal thing. If you don't want to do it, you can also buy a blue profit crystal for 20 blue profit shards. I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it if you are not going to do any more that week and you just want to make sure to open this chest with all 3 things. Just pop that in, pop that over, open that. But anyways, back to the thing I was actually going to show you. We are going to...
break it, I break you.
We got all of those. Oh, I forgot to actually convert them. We got these 150 and then we put them in our bank. Whoopsie. We purchased the 150, there we go, lumps of Mistonium. I have a couple of extra from daily doing my home instance. Those become our volatile magic. The volatile magic becomes our trophy to shipment crates. See, I need to get at least 16 gold, plus 15% because trading post takes a fee. So let's say I need to get at least 18 gold of value out of buying this many trophy shipment crates. Let's see if I get 18 golds of value.
Treasure.
I'm just gonna start with all the actually rare ones. 2.5 gold.
What?
Plus 181, so we're up to 3 gold and a half plus 81, 4 gold and 30. 5 gold and 60. 5, 6, 7 gold, 90. Let's, again, we're rounding a little bit up and down here. 5, 6, 7, 8 gold. Flat.
Yes.
Plus 7, that's 9, 10, 15 gold, 60. Plus this gets us 15, 16, 17, 18 gold, 50. And we were on 60 before, so 19 gold, 10, I think. And these are then 20 gold, 20-ish. And then you also get all of these, like, these don't sell for as much, but, like, this is almost another gold. These 120 here, they're almost another gold. Half another gold. So, like, we're 22, 23... So, like, for 16 gold, we got 25 gold, something like that. Which is a profit margin of about 9 gold for the 16 gold. And that's for, you know, just about the daily stuff you get. It's... What I'm trying to get through to you guys is to say it's worth it. That is definitely the way you should go. Most things end up being convertible to that. But yeah, that was all I had time for this week. Normally I would also be doing the fractals, the daily T4 plus Rex fractals, and I would be doing the entire rotation of End of Dragons. But again, I have a board meeting to attend, so I'm going to say thank you all for this week, and I will see you all